Okay, guys, trying this live thing here. I think it's working. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. Why did that change? That's annoying. Come on, we had this. Oh. All right, we'll try that. All right, so anytime now, we're supposed to be hearing from our illustrious leader here. I don't know if anyone is actually watching here. Maybe put something in the chat. All right. So I am just using the laptop microphone here. I don't know how well you guys can hear me. As we get going here, I'll try and pick up some more equipment. But for now, this is what we've got. Well, as we can see, we're right on time. Supposed to start at 9:30 Atlantic time here, 8:30 Eastern. Wish I could think of something to say here while we're waiting. I don't know what's going to be the result of these 25% tariffs here, guys. Is this gonna hurt us here as much as I think it's going to? All right, since we're having such an exciting time here, I'm gonna refill my drink. For those of you that might be watching here, I am in Cape Breton Island, or on Cape Breton Island in Nova Scotia. Out here on the East Coast, this is Atlantic time for us, just after 9:30 p.m. I am broadcasting here from my tiny house. Little tiny house on wheels here that I've got. I don't know if anyone actually cares, but I'm just kind of rambling here. So, but yeah, I've got a place here on a couple acres. It's 8 feet by 16 feet. It's all the space I need. This light is horrible. I feel all washed out, or maybe it's just my bald head shining off there. I don't know. You guys able to actually see okay, or should I remove myself from the photo or from the video? Who wouldn't want to look at this, right? This is amazing. We should have had a snap election. We should be well on our way to a new prime minister. Unfortunately, it is my opinion that we're probably not going to see an election anytime in the near future. I called it a while ago. I put a video out actually saying it. My fear seems to be coming true that we're going to have an NDP Liberal coalition for the foreseeable future. Seen someone walk by there, was kind of getting excited we might actually have something happening. Message retracted. Roger. Tell us what you're thinking, buddy. Oh, what's this guy doing? Must have something to do with the camera or something. I don't know. Well, I'm glad you're here anyway, Roger. Hope you enjoy what we've been doing here on the channel. We are just getting started. I was trying to figure out how to go live together and bring oh, excuse me, bring TJ in here as well, but couldn't quite get that figured out. Might have to try and use some some other software or something. But we're going to get it figured out here shortly. We do want to go live a couple times a week, guys. Just to kind of chat about what's going on. And there's a lot going on right now, so a lot to talk about. And we want to hear from you guys too. So again, as we're waiting here, we are waiting for Mr. Trudeau to show up to give us an update here on the tariffs. I actually wasn't online for the last few hours. I don't know if the tariffs have actually hit today. I know we were waiting for them to see exactly how they were coming on, if they were a blanket 25%, except for oil, of course, which has been said to be at 10%. But we don't know exactly how this is going to work just yet. I was reading here in Nova Scotia. Looks like we're taking American alcohol off the shelves at the liquor store. I did actually see that on Facebook. And our Nova Scotia government will be looking at canceling contracts, any contracts that it can get out of with American companies, and trying to find some Canadian replacements if possible. So anyone who has been watching our videos there, any suggestions, guys? Any thoughts on other things we should cover? What are you guys interested in hearing about? Would be amazing news there, Tara. Um, would be amazing news actually. Um, it's not going to happen though. He's going to have to be forced back if he goes back. Otherwise, we're going to wait for Mark Trudeau. Mark Carney, Trudeau 2.0, to show up there and with his new best buddy, Mr. Singh. And I think it will be business as usual. Even if they do introduce a non-confidence vote without the NDP support there, it's not going to happen. Best thing that could happen is the day that Trudeau finally resigns, because he hasn't yet, guys. He is still our prime minister. He intends to resign, but we all know what happens with intentions. The best thing though that could happen is the same day he resigns, if Mr. Singh would resign as well. We need some new blood, some new ideas, and unfortunately, it looks like we're just going to be installing someone who has never been voted in as a member of parliament, and now he's going to be the prime minister. So now I personally think here that our approach, or what I'm seeing as our approach anyway, after watching Doug Ford this morning and listening or reading to what everyone seems to be saying, I think our approach, in my opinion, is wrong. I don't think we have a leg to stand on. I don't think we're going to get anywhere near back to neutral. Um, I think Colombia had the right idea. They put the tariffs on there, and Colombia said, "Okay, we'll fix it," and the tariffs came back off. So if we're being told to fix our border, if we're being told to make our commitment for NATO and spend 2% of GDP, we should be doing that like ASAP. Doesn't matter if there's only 1% of fentanyl and drugs are coming from Canada. Still 1%. Let's beef up our border. All right. I wish I could see here what the plan was. It was supposed to be live about what are we at here? 15 going on 20 minutes ago. So I don't know if there's some breaking news that I've missed. Definitely appreciate anyone who is sticking around here. I know we're just a small channel here. It is showing me concurrent viewers, but I don't know exactly what that means. I think that means people that are currently viewing. The word concurrent, though, I don't know. He was talking to Mexican press. Is that what was happening? I don't know if I can open another window here, if that's going to mess up our stream. Nope, looks like I can do that. So let's see. Oh, to the Mexican president. Oh. Well, I guess, Mexico is kind of in the same boat we're in at the moment. Um, Seems like they want to put up a fight as well. Seems to be both countries here are upset because what was it called? The Canada Mexico agreement, I think they called it. Um, that's been ripped up now, or hasn't been said that it's ripped up, but obviously we're not going by that anymore. I can close that window now. I guess I don't need that. There we go. So like I was kind of getting onto there. I don't think this is the right way for us to deal with this. Um, our politicians, our millionaires and billionaires aren't really gonna feel the pinch, but average people, this is gonna hurt. And with them apparently talking about going back to COVID level spending, are we gonna see CERB 2.0? Ontario's talking about spending billions of dollars just within their own province there. The inflation has already hit us so hard. I personally don't want to spend $15 for a head of lettuce. I get that we have to, in some way, we have to deal with this, but I don't know if this is the right answer, guys. In the end, I think the US can outlast us. And I think, generally speaking, we're going to be so bad off that we will be lucky if we become the 51st state. And that's probably the American plan. Hate to say that, but I think they'll be able to wait us out, and then we're going to be begging them, please let us. I did the math there earlier today on another video about oil. Even if we could convince Alberta to turn off the tap and not send anything to the U.S., which is what seems to be the idea, right? Turn off the power, turn off the oil, but oil is the biggest one, of course. America needs oil, but they have an oil reserve, and it's going to be, I think I worked it out, like 80 some odd days, so almost 3 months. That if we turned off the oil, they wouldn't feel the effect in the least. There'd be no change to prices, no change to availability. I don't think we could hold out for 3 months. We would have to turn that tap back on. I know I'm sounding all doom and gloom here, guys. I do apologize for that. Just being maybe a little bit too real. And of course, I'm rambling because we're still waiting to hear from our prime minister. The hydro would be instant. States like New York would feel that. Hydro Quebec provides a lot of power to the U.S. There'd be all kinds of brownouts immediately. Substations might even go offline. Might end up with a blackout like happened a number of years ago there. If we were to turn off the power, do you really think though that would be a benefit to us in any way? Might be that opening salvo, but in the end, it's going to make I was going to say the Ontario public, the American public. It would make them, I think, hate Canada and not Trump. Waiting for Trump's bedtime. Yeah, if I was him, I would too. Especially with the rumors there, and I think the rumors. I don't think they're confirmed. That if we do respond to the tariff that they put on us, that they're going to hike the tariffs even higher. I realize, of course, this is going to hurt Americans too, but I think it's going to hurt Canadians and the general public Canadian. I think it's going to hurt the general public here in Canada far worse than it's going to hurt the Americans. Well, looks like some people gave up waiting here with us. Sorry this is taking so long, guys. Wish I had any kind of control here. You know, if I had a better singing voice, I'd try and entertain you guys, but you don't want to hear me. And I'm not that funny, so. True dope jokes? I don't know. I think Trudeau's a joke all on his own. I was actually a little nervous there in the video I did post earlier today, and I put the pictures there from Trudeau's boxing match. Was a little nervous to put those up there. I don't know how it's going to be received. I don't know. You guys have any Trudeau jokes? I can read them up there. Throw them in the chat. They should have somebody go up there and talk. Like anybody at this point. That guy with the camera. Let's get him up there. I'm sure he's got something interesting to say. All right. Well, we're almost half an hour late here, waiting on our esteemed leader. All right. Oh, maybe they heard me. They're gonna send this guy up. No. Got my hopes up. All right. Oh, I see a few more people just joined there. Thanks for joining there, guys. Do appreciate that. For those that just joined, we have been waiting impatiently for this to get started here. We are about, no, actually, exactly 30 minutes overdue. Or vodka. I don't know. I guess vodka, you know, we don't have any that's Nova Scotia anyway. We won't have any that's made in the U.S., but you know, maybe some products of Russia. We can get some replacements. Like I said a bit earlier, there we've taken we are taking as of February 3rd, I think it said, taking all of the American liquor, all the American alcohol is coming off the shelves in Nova Scotia. Haven't really seen too much of what the other provinces are doing. Lots of suggestions, but haven't seen anything. Now again, I've been haven't been online here for the last few hours at least, so maybe I've missed a few things. But so, guys, again, we are just getting started here. Here at Totally Pointless. I am JT. I was trying to get TJ on here as well, but couldn't figure out how to go live together. Um, but if you guys do like the channel, you know, you want us to, you know, keep going here. If you guys could subscribe, you know, and share the videos, you know, get us over that 1,000 subscriber hump. You know, we are, like I said, we are brand new here. Just been doing this. I think it's been almost 2 months. We're like about a week short. Um, yeah, you guys could subscribe, help us out there. Last I checked, we need under 50 people to break that 1,000 mark, which would be amazing for us. All right. There we go. Kind of running out of things to say here. I was hoping this would be talking about or listening and then talking about what had just been said. Um, didn't really have anything planned here, especially for over 30 minutes to try and go on about. So I do apologize, guys. I'm kind of at a loss for words here. Has anyone else been paying attention? Do we know what the other provinces, what their responses have been? Is there anything else that is definitively happening? Sorry, guys, just checking my phone here. You know, yeah. And that's part of the thing here, Grant. We don't have to agree, but we have to have the conversation. Um, I'm definitely not one of those diehards. I want to hear both sides of the story. And if TJ was here, you could ask her. I do enjoy, playing devil's advocate at times. Um, we have to have that. Nothing Ontario yet, eh? No definitive. I know he had mentioned too about taking the alcohol off the shelves. Hopefully, the Ontario election doesn't interfere too much. I think that's about 4 weeks away, if I remember right. Well, is Danielle Smith, is she playing devil's advocate, or is she actually standing up for what she believes in? I do enjoy the debate there. That's why I was saying the devil's advocate, right? Even if I don't necessarily believe, I can definitely see both sides, and at times I can make an argument that may not be exactly how I feel. Um, to keep that conversation going, to look at both sides. Um, and I hate to admit it, because maybe I'm a little bit insane, but I actually have sometimes convinced myself of the opposite. Well, you are definitely right there. Trump can definitely turn on a dime. He considers himself to be an amazing negotiator, and I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. I am definitely concerned for what's going to come. Smith is definitely standing up for Albertans there. Alberta, for quite a while, has felt like they've been taken advantage of by Canada. I know here on the island that we're from, Cape Breton Island here, we have a lot of people who travel back and forth to Alberta for work. So we do get to hear, maybe a little bit more about how they feel in Alberta. A lot of these guys are oil sands workers. They're out there. They're doing kind of the Alberta work. They get integrated into that. So when they do come back, they come home. I thought this guy was going to talk. When they do come home, we do get to hear maybe a little more face to face, a little more personal about how the Albertans feel. So I can understand, them wanting to stand up for themselves. They felt neglected. They felt like they've been carrying Canada. Um, I'm not necessarily sure that that's true, but it's a feeling. You can't tell anyone that their feelings are wrong, right? It's what you feel. Would definitely be nice though to have a full Team Canada approach. Everybody at least publicly on the same page. Behind closed doors when you're having your meetings, argue. Make your points. It's kind of like a marriage. When I disagreed with my now ex-wife, but when I disagreed with her, that was between us. Out in public, I was behind her 1,000%. Yeah, exactly. To the public, we need to have a one one face, one agreement. Everyone should be behind each other. Yeah, we really need Parliament to resume here, don't we? We need that discussion to be happening. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if the opposition parties are still having these conversations with our government. I just know that it's not happening in Parliament. It's not something that we're privy to, unfortunately. I have to agree there. Trudeau has put us into a bad situation by proroguing government. Um, Again, I'm not an expert, but I do feel like proroguing government, it's really really bad timing. I don't think it's in the best interest of Canadians to not have discussion period. And again, I don't know if these guys are still talking. At least I haven't read anywhere that they are still talking. You know, all of our members of parliament, doesn't matter what party they're from, need to be just like our Team Canada there. That they need to be sitting in a room. They need to be having discussions. Oh, here we go, guys.
Bonsoir. Good evening. Today, the United States informed us they will be imposing 25% tariffs on Canadian exports to the United States and 10% on Canadian energy. A decision that, should they elect to proceed with, should take effect on Tuesday, February 4th. Cette décision met en péril une relation économique historique. Une relation qui a été la source de tellement de
Okay,
richesses,
unfortunately, I don't
de
understand French.
prospérité et de possibilités des deux côtés de la frontière. Tonight, first, I want to speak directly to Americans, our closest friends and neighbors. This is a choice that, yes, will harm Canadians, but beyond that, it will have real consequences for you, the American people. As I have consistently said, tariffs against Canada will put your jobs at risk, potentially shutting down American auto assembly plants and other manufacturing facilities. They will raise costs for you, including food at the grocery stores and gas at the pump. They will impede your access to an affordable supply of vital goods crucial for U.S. security, such as nickel, potash, uranium, steel, and aluminum. They will violate the free trade agreement that the President and I, along with our Mexican partner, negotiated and signed a few years ago. It doesn't have to be this way. As President John F. Kennedy said many years ago, geography has made us neighbors, history has made us friends, economics has made us partners, and necessity has made us allies. That rang true for many decades prior to President Kennedy's time in office, and in the decades since. From the beaches of Normandy to the mountains of the Korean Peninsula, from the fields of Flanders to the streets of Kandahar, we have fought and died alongside you. During your darkest hours, during the Iranian hostage crisis, those 444 days we worked around the clock from our embassy to get your innocent compatriots home. During the summer of 2005, when Hurricane Katrina ravaged your great city of New Orleans, or mere weeks ago, when we sent water bombers to tackle the wildfires in California. During the day the world stood still, September 11th, 2001, when we provided refuge to stranded passengers and planes, we were always there, standing with you, grieving with you, the American people. Together, we've built the most successful economic, military, and security partnership the world has ever seen. A relationship that has been the envy of the world. Yes, we've had our differences in the past, but we've always found a way to get past them. As I've said before, if President Trump wants to usher in a new golden age for the United States, the better path is to partner with Canada, not to punish us. Canada has critical minerals, reliable and affordable energy, stable democratic institutions, shared values, and the natural resources you need. Canada has the ingredients necessary to build a booming and secure partnership for the North American economy, and we stand at the ready to work together. Let's take a moment to talk about our shared border. Our border is already safe and secure, but there's always more work to do. Less than 1% of fentanyl, less than 1% of illegal crossings into the United States come from Canada. But hearing concerns from both Canadians and Americans, including the American president himself, we're taking action. We launched a $1.3 billion border plan that is already showing results, because we too are devastated by the scourge that is fentanyl, a drug that has torn apart communities and caused so much pain and torment for countless families across Canada, just like in the United States. A drug that we too want to see wiped from the face of this earth. A drug whose traffickers must be punished. As neighbors, we must work collaboratively to fix this. Unfortunately, the actions taken today by the White House split us apart instead of bringing us together. Tonight, I am announcing Canada will be responding to the US trade action with 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods. This will include immediate tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods as of Tuesday, followed by further tariffs on $125 billion worth of American products in 21 days' time to allow Canadian companies and supply chains to seek to find alternatives. Ce soir, j'annonce la réplique du Canada. Des tarifs douaniers de 25% sur 155
All right, I don't want to talk over him here, but again, I don't know what he's saying at the moment. I don't know. As of Tuesday, we have tariffs. I'd like to know on what.
Ce sera le cas pour 125 milliards de dollars de marchandises de plus. Like the American tariffs, our response will also be far-reaching and include everyday items such as American beer, wine, and bourbon, fruits and fruit juices, including orange juice, along with vegetables, perfume, clothing, and shoes. It'll include major consumer products like household appliances, furniture, and sports equipment, and materials like lumber and plastics, along with much, much more. And as part of our response, we are considering, with the provinces and territories, several non-tariff measures, including some relating to critical minerals, energy, procurement, and other partnerships. We will stand strong for Canada. We will stand strong to ensure our countries continue to be the best neighbors in the world. With all that said, I also want to speak directly to Canadians in this moment.
Here we go. Finally.
I'm sure many of you are anxious, but I want you to know we are all in this together. The Canadian government, Canadian businesses, Canadian organized labor, Canadian civil society, Canada's premiers, and tens of millions of Canadians from coast to coast to coast are aligned and united. This is Team Canada at its best. Plus tôt aujourd'hui, j'ai parlé avec les premiers ministres de toutes nos provinces et territoires. On est unis et solidaires. Ils ont tous appuyé notre approche. On est aussi alignés pour faire tomber les obstacles qui freinent le commerce entre nos provinces et territoires et rendre ça plus facile pour les consommateurs de choisir des produits de chez nous. Il y a quelques minutes, je me suis entretenu avec Mme Sheinbaum, la présidente du Mexique, notre autre partenaire nord-américain, qui a lui aussi été la cible de tarifs douaniers aujourd'hui. On s'est engagé à travailler ensemble pour y faire face. Il s'agit d'une menace qui vise l'ensemble du pays, et ça m'a fait chaud au cœur de voir autant de nos leaders répondre à l'appel et s'engager pour qu'aucun Canadien ne soit laissé pour compte. Notre gouvernement va être là pour les Canadiens. On va être là pour vous. Mais en même temps, j'ai quelque chose à vous demander. Je vous demande d'être solidaires les uns des autres. Beaucoup d'entre nous vont être affectés par tout ça et vont vivre des moments difficiles. Je vous demande d'être là les uns pour les autres, d'être là pour vos amis, vos voisins et vos compatriotes. d'un océan à l'autre, les Canadiens sont très différents. On parle de différentes langues, on a de différentes croyances, on a de différentes opinions, de différentes idées. Et quand on reste unis, on puise notre force.
I would agree there. He does need to call Parliament back.
Now is also the time to choose Canada. There are many ways for you to do your part. It might mean checking the labels at the supermarket and picking Canadian-made products. It might mean opting for Canadian rye over Kentucky bourbon, or foregoing Florida orange juice altogether. It might mean changing your summer vacation plans to stay here in Canada and explore the many national and provincial parks, historical sites, and tourist destinations our great country has to offer. C'est le temps de choisir des produits d'ici et d'appuyer des entreprises d'ici. D'appuyer nos producteurs
Yeah, everyone come visit Cape Breton. It's beautiful.
nos travailleurs, nos entrepreneurs, nos artistes.
Historic Cabot Trail.
It might mean doing all of these things or finding your own way to stand up for Canada. In this moment, we must pull together because we love this country. We pride ourselves on braving the cold during the long winter months. We don't like to beat our chests, but we're always out there, waving the maple leaf loudly and proudly to celebrate an Olympic gold medal. On a notre propre identité, notre propre histoire et nos propres valeurs. Les Canadiens sont accueillants, ouverts, novateurs, ambitieux. On préfère régler nos disputes avec
Waiting for the announcement here, guys, on spending.
On est prêt à se battre quand c'est nécessaire. Canada is home to bountiful resources, breathtaking beauty, and proud people who've come from every corner of the globe to forge a nation with a unique identity worth embracing and celebrating. We don't pretend to be perfect, but Canada is the best country on earth. There's nowhere else that I and our 41 million strong family would rather be. And we will get through this challenge, just as we've done countless times before, together. Thank you. Merci. Vive le Canada.
All right, so we'll take 20 minutes of questions, 20 minutes de questions. One question, one follow-up, une question à suivre. Merci.
Bonsoir, Monsieur le Premier ministre Raymond Fillon de TVA. Est-ce que vous avez parlé ou tenté de parler avec le président Trump aujourd'hui ou dans les derniers jours?
Ça fait depuis l'inauguration que j'essaie de rejoindre le président. J'espère pouvoir lui parler bientôt. It's been since the inauguration that I've been reaching out to speak with Donald Trump. I hope to speak with him sometime soon.
Dans son décret qu'il a signé aujourd'hui, M. Trump menace le Canada d'augmenter encore plus les tarifs s'il y a des mesures de rétorsion. Vous annoncez des mesures de rétorsion ce soir. Certains vont se demander est-ce que c'est pas risqué, est-ce que ça risque pas d'envenimer la situation?
Wish we had subtitles.
On va toujours faire ce qui est nécessaire, défendre les Canadiens, défendre nos intérêts. On est en train de répondre avec un ensemble de mesures fortes mais appropriées. Et on va continuer d'être là pour défendre le Canada, les Canadiens et notre avenir.
Bonsoir, M. Trudeau. Vous avez mentionné que vous envisagiez d'autres mesures qui ne sont pas reliées aux tarifs. Pouvez-vous élaborer?
C'est sûr qu'on a beaucoup d'initiatives en dehors des tarifs qu'on peut entreprendre en tant que pays. On est en train de parler avec les provinces et territoires sur certains éléments dans leur région, leur juridiction. On a aussi des mesures comme ce que les provinces sont en train d'annoncer, d'enlever l'alcool, les spiritueux, les vins américains.
I need some of those earbuds that keep seeing on TikTok that instantly translates.
De l'approvisionnement municipal, provincial et même fédéral, où on peut moins acheter des Américains. Le choix des Canadiens d'acheter des produits canadiens, de choisir des biens et des services du Canada et non américains, ça fait toute partie de notre réponse collective.
Mais juste pour préciser, en ce qui est question peut-être de couper l'approvisionnement en énergie, mais la deuxième question, c'était davantage sur le décret des Américains. Il n'est pas question là-dedans, il est question de la frontière, mais pas de la relation commerciale. Est-ce que c'est parce qu'il faut s'attendre à une deuxième vague de tarifs?
Tout d'abord, ce qui est important quand on va regarder différentes façons de répondre, de mettre encore plus de pression sur les Américains pour reculer sur les mesures qui sont d'avant, on va s'assurer qu'il n'y ait aucune région du pays, aucune industrie qui va porter un plus large fardeau, un plus lourd fardeau que d'autres régions. On sait qu'il y a certaines industries, dont l'industrie pétrolière, qui ont un grand impact aux États-Unis, mais on va s'assurer que toute réponse qu'on va faire va être équitable à travers le pays, parce qu'on ne veut pas que ce soit seulement une région ou une partie du pays qui paye le plus pour défendre tous les Canadiens. Et c'est quelque chose, un principe sur lequel tous les premiers ministres sont d'accord.
Est-ce qu'on peut s'attendre à une deuxième vague? C'est ça aussi la question.
Sur l'enjeu d'autres, pardon, une deuxième vague, dans quel sens?
Dans le décret, il n'est pas question de la relation commerciale, il est juste.
Ah non, oui, tout à fait, tout à fait. Ces tarifs d'aujourd'hui sont ancrés dans la préoccupation du président sur le fentanyl. La réalité, c'est que le Canada représente une infime partie du défi au niveau du fentanyl auquel les Américains font face, et on est prêt à travailler avec eux pour régler cet enjeu dans nos communautés comme dans la leur. En même temps, il y a une
I'm sure there's
enquête
probably a
sur
way
les
that I could
relations
turn on
commerciales,
subtitles.
qui est en
I'm
cours
just
dans
not
le
that good
système
at this yet.
américain, qui va aboutir le 1er avril. Et à ce
I do
moment-là,
apologize,
ils vont
guys.
prendre,
Like I said, we are
d'autres
just getting
décisions.
started here, less than 2 months.
In regards to actions we might take in terms of responding to the American trade action, there are a number of different industries and regions of the country that can have greater leverage over the United States. One thinks of the oil industry, for example. What is extremely important for me, and I think for all the premiers, is that no one region of the country or one industry carries a larger burden than anyone else in standing up for Canada. We need to all be in this together. This only works if Canadians are fully united from coast to coast to coast to stand up for this extraordinary and beautiful country. And that's why, as we look at different measures, including non-tariff measures that we might move forward on, we will not be moving forward on issues that further divide the country, which is why we're working with all premiers to look at different ways we can encourage the Americans to step back from these trade actions.
Bonjour, Christian Noël de Radio-Canada. Pour être clair sur cette question-là, les tarifs sur le gaz naturel et le pétrole ne sont que de 10
Oh, man.
il reste 25 notamment parce que les États-Unis ont besoin de notre pétrole. Ils
Are
ont
they
besoin
in
de plein
Quebec?
d'autres choses dans notre secteur énergétique. À quel endroit est-ce que vous êtes prêt à couper le robinet?
Tout d'abord, soulignons que oui, les Américains ont besoin de notre gaz et notre pétrole, ils ont besoin de nos minéraux critiques, mais ils ont aussi besoin de nos pièces d'automobile, ils ont besoin de nos produits agricoles, ils ont besoin de notre ciment, ils ont besoin de notre bois d'œuvre. Et il y a énormément de choses que le Canada produit, qu'on vend à des prix très, très bon marché ou bien responsables aux Américains sur lesquels ils dépendent pour leur bien-être économique. Des tarifs de 25% sur tout ce que le Canada produit, ça va faire mal aux Américains, aux consommateurs américains, aux producteurs américains. On s'attend à avoir des défis énormes dans l'industrie automobile, par exemple, aux États-Unis, où des pièces et du travail canadien et mexicain sont des éléments essentiels de ce qu'ils font. Alors, on va être là pour regarder et encourager les Américains de revenir en arrière sur ces tarifs et on va utiliser toute la gamme d'outils qu'on a. Pour être très clair, on ne veut pas être dans cette situation. C'est le choix des Américains de nous mettre dans cette situation-là, mais puisqu'on est ici, on va répondre de façon façon responsable et forte pour défendre le Canada.
Dans un match de hockey ce soir à Ottawa, durant l'hymne national américain, il y a des Canadiens qui ont hué l'hymne national américain. Est-ce qu'ils ont raison d'être en colère et êtes-vous en colère?
On a une très longue histoire avec les Américains. On a un partenariat sans pareil, mais il y a toujours eu des moments de différends, des moments de tension entre nos deux pays. Et c'est des moments profondément sentis parce qu'on est si proches en tant que voisins et amis et famille. Et ça peut être pénible pendant qu'on passe à travers ces moments-là. Mais j'ai confiance. J'ai confiance dans les Canadiens, mais surtout j'ai aussi confiance dans le peuple américain qui comprend à quel point leur lutte, leur grand défi dans le monde, c'est pas le Canada. Et qu'en travaillant ensemble, on va pouvoir passer à travers ces moments pénibles pour en sortir encore plus fort. Je pense que les Canadiens ne comprennent pas tout à fait pourquoi les Américains sont en train de cibler leurs meilleurs amis et leurs plus proches partenaires plutôt que d'autres pays dans le monde. I think Canadians are a little perplexed as to why our closest friends and neighbors are choosing to target us instead of so many other challenging parts of the world. I don't think there's a lot of Americans who wake up in the morning saying, oh, damn Canada. Oh, we should really go after Canada. We're there as friends, as partners. We always have been, we always will be. Sure, we're going through a difficult time right now, and yeah, emotions may run high here and there, particularly around hockey games. But I know we're going to make it through this because we have the most successful partnership the world has ever seen, and it's a true value in this time of really challenging geopolitical instability.
Jillian Piper with Global News. Prime Minister, will you recall Parliament to pass a bill to help Canadian workers and end prorogation?
As you can see from our strong response package, as we spoke about with premiers this afternoon and have for many weeks, we have the tools to be able to support Canadians through this challenging time as it stands. This is a moment for Canadians to pull together, including Canadians of all different political parties. This is a moment where we need to set aside our differences and focus on delivering for Canadians, standing up for Canadians, and protecting the most successful political, military, economic, and security partnership the world has ever seen. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We have the tools to do it as a government right now, and we will keep doing it alongside our premiers and our partners.
A member of the Canada-US Council, Elena Payne, today said that an ally would not act this way and therefore the US is no longer Canada's ally. Do you agree with that?
Like I said, I think there are going to be people who are upset and even hurt by what's gone on here. But I have faith. I have faith in Canadians, but I also have faith in the friendship between Canada and the United States. It has gone through challenging times before, but we always make it through because we've been able to count on each other for over 150 years, and we will continue to be able to do that long into the future. This is a friendship that has stood the test of time, and despite challenges that we can work on and we will work on together, we will continue to be friends and neighbors.
Prime Minister, you said earlier that you're not going to move forward on measures that would further divide the country. Does this mean that blocking energy exports is fully off the table?
It means that any conversations around further measures, particularly involving one industry or one region of the country more than another, is something that we're going to do carefully and thoughtfully and with the full partnership of regional leaders, provincial premiers, businesses, no one part of the country should be carrying a heavier burden than any other. We're in this together. We're all going to stand together, and we'll be there for each other from coast to coast to coast.
And President Trump said in the executive order that it's about the border and fentanyl. Do you think that this is what it's about?
We have one of the strongest, most secure borders in the world between Canada and the United States. As I said, less than 1% of fentanyl going into the United States comes from Canada. Less than 1% of illegal migrants going into the United States come from Canada. That doesn't mean there isn't more to do. And that's why we've invested $1.3 billion in strengthening our borders. And we're seeing over the past number of weeks, past couple of months, the numbers significantly decrease at the border already. We are making progress in working together, including sending joint teams over to China to talk about the precursor chemicals that get developed into fentanyl all across North America. There are things that we can and must do together, and I understand the preoccupation the American president has with fentanyl deaths. We share those preoccupations. We've seen far too many communities across our country devastated by toxic drug supplies, by fentanyl, by opioid addictions. We have taken action over the years, but we're happy to do even more with the United States to counteract this horrific tragedy. That's why we have committed to doing even more and working alongside. But this trade action against Canada is not the best way we can actually work together to save lives.
Good evening, Prime Minister. Stephanie Taylor with the National Post. What does it tell you about your relationship with President Trump that you've been trying to get a hold of him and he hasn't been speaking with you?
I think this is a time where we've all remarked on just how active President Trump has been in engaging with a wide range of topics in his first weeks in office. As you all know, I've had many good and substantive conversations with President Trump over the past months, where we've highlighted the work that we can do. Our ministers and officials have been engaging, in many cases like today, multiple times a day with their counterparts to talk through these issues, to move forward on areas of mutual concern. We will continue to engage, and I will continue to be there to work with President Trump as we've worked together in the past. We've worked together to solve some pretty challenging issues over the years. I look forward to doing that again. Je pense qu'on peut souligner à quel point le président est extrêmement actif avec beaucoup de différents enjeux sur sa table. Ça fait plusieurs mois que j'ai eu beaucoup de conversations avec lui sur les enjeux dont on est en train de discuter aujourd'hui. Il sait très bien mes positions. Et en même temps, les ministres sont extrêmement actifs à être engagés avec leur contrepartie américaine, compris plusieurs fois chacun aujourd'hui, pour souligner le travail que nous pouvons faire. Alors, il faut se souvenir que moi et le président, nous avons réglé de grands enjeux dans le passé et je suis toujours prêt à le faire encore une fois.
But if you can't get a hold of President Trump on a day as consequential as this, when it really matters, can Canada have a productive relationship with President Trump and the Trump administration moving forward?
As I've said, we've had a very effective and constructive series of conversations throughout the American administration. We'll continue to. I look forward to speaking with President Trump in the coming days and weeks. This is something that matters, but we've solved big issues before, and we will solve them again.
Last question, dernière question.
Thanks for taking our questions. Raisa Patel, the Toronto Star. When did you first learn that President Trump intends to increase tariffs if Canada retaliates, and how has that changed your strategy?
I think Canadians understand that respond to this. We need to respond in a way that is appropriate, that is measured but forceful, and that meets the moment. We're certainly not looking to escalate, but we will stand up for Canada, for Canadians, for Canadian jobs. We will also continue to do more together with the United States to counteract the scourge that is fentanyl. We will continue to work on growing our economies together, on creating jobs and competing with the rise of non-market economies around the world. We can and will do things together, and that is my focus. My job is to stand up for Canadians. That's exactly what we're doing. But we're also standing up for the relationship between Canada and the United States, which, as I've said, is the most successful partnership and friendship the world has ever seen.
You're dealing with a U.S. administration that says, there's nothing that you can do to stop this. We're not looking for any concessions. So do you see any conceivable way out of this because of that?
The coming weeks will be difficult for Canadians, and they'll be difficult for Americans. The level of cooperation, the level of effective partnerships between our two countries that have been established over decades and generations means that this trade action by the Americans and our response is going to have real consequences. People, for workers, on both sides of our border. We don't want to be here. We didn't ask for this. But we will not back down in standing up both for Canadians and for the incredible, successful relationship and partnership between Canada and the United States. I look forward to working with the American administration on a range of challenging issues that our communities and our world is facing. And I hope that day comes soon. Merci beaucoup.
All right, this concludes today's press conference. Ça conclut la conférence de presse aujourd'hui. Merci.
All right, guys. I know we kind of got off topic there in the chat, talking about healthcare and such, but that was the press conference. I'm definitely surprised that there was no announcement for spending. That was suggested. That was the rumor that we were going to get an announcement of COVID-style spending. I don't know. What can I do here? Let's just make this full screen here for the moment. Now you can all see, all the wrinkles, all the laugh lines. Anyway, so yeah, I was just saying we kind of got off topic there. Maybe we can do a video. I'll talk with TJ after. Maybe we can do a live even. We can talk about healthcare and whatnot. But not a bad press conference. I was definitely expecting worse. I don't know about you guys. Geez, this is gonna be an interesting time here for us. Not sure how this is gonna work out exactly. I do hope we get a list of what the immediate tariffs are gonna be on. I would like to do a little deep dive into that. And in I think he said 3 weeks. Was it 3 weeks? For the rest of the tariffs. I don't know. So now that we've done that, does that mean that Trump is going to come out with his, as he as is rumored or has suggested, that the tariffs are going to go up? So we're starting at 25%. Are they going up now because we've put tariffs on? I don't know how this is going to work. Turn off the oil tap. I did a video earlier actually about the oil. Even if we did turn that off 100%, then the American oil reserves just get opened up, and they can make it almost 3 months. It would make no difference to them. I don't think Canada can make 3 months without selling any oil to the U.S. You know, they're the biggest customer of our oil. I don't know, guys. We're going to keep on top of this. It's definitely the biggest news item on my mind. Now, it's not the only news item, of course. Hopefully, we can get a little bit extra going on here. But for right now, this is top of mind, I think, for a great number of Canadians. Guessing 50%, yeah. We're gonna wait and see. Hopefully, like someone was saying there before, hopefully Trump has already gone to bed and we won't get that 50% until tomorrow. This is it's gonna be an interesting couple days here. I think it's gonna be an interesting weekend for us anyway. Kind of concerned that I think he said the immediate tariffs are going on to food items, which I'm not very impressed with. You know, our food is already getting out of reach. You know, eating healthy is definitely not easy, and if we're gonna add some more cost on top of that, in order to have a banana or an orange, I don't know. But guys, that was the press conference. I don't want to ramble on here too much. I already rambled for far too long before the press conference. I don't know what else I can say or should say here, but thanks for tuning in, guys. Again, we are just getting started here on the channel. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button. We definitely appreciate it. Last I checked there, we needed approximately 50 people to get us over the 1,000 subscriber mark. That's our current goal. So on behalf of myself, on behalf of TJ, thanks guys for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.